It's hard to explain how much effort I've put into this video. It's not even fair to call it a video, it's a course. I've hired 2 full-time employees, spent over $10,000 on mentorship and coaching, and I've invested $20,000 of my own money that has actually gone to waste trying out methods for this video that I know are bad. And then I've spent another $20,000 testing every single one of the methods I'm gonna be showing you in this video. I cannot believe I'm giving you what I'm about to give you for free. I've sent hundreds of different people this course, and every single one of them has told me that they would pay me thousands of dollars for the information I'm about to give them. My goal with this video is to take you, somebody who is either currently reselling, has never resold, or is looking to scale their reselling business, and literally help you grow a $0 to over $20,000 a month reselling business. This video is gonna have every single step that you're gonna need. I have a 7-step process that if you just follow these steps, you are guaranteed to make money. I am so confident that these steps are gonna work. If you do every single thing that I say in this video, if you buy from the vendors that I'm gonna tell you to buy, which by the way, I'm gonna give you those vendors for free, if you list them how I'm gonna tell you to list them, if you scale like how I'm gonna tell you to scale, and if it doesn't work for you, I will literally send you $1,000 cash. And the only reason why I'm offering this is because I've sent this method to so many different people that every single one of them has come back and said, I made so much fucking money from this. Like, you think I want to give out any more charity than I already am? Absolutely not. Think of this video as, you know how the vast majority of reselling creators are like Costco, where they only give you free samples and then you actually have to go and buy the shit that you actually want? This video is like going to Costco and everything that you see is free. I'm giving you free vendors, free step-by-step methods, free coaching and following up. There is no reason why you shouldn't be able to create a minimum $20,000 a month, most likely even $40,000 a month reselling business. How do I know this? I have scaled my reselling business to over $40,000 a month using this information. And what's crazy is that I'm not special. I'm just some guy. I'm just some dude. Literally anybody can do what I did. The only difference between where I'm at compared to where you are is the information that I have. And this video is gonna give you all of that information. I want every single person watching this video right now to be living their dream life. I promise you that if you just watch till the end of this video, you follow every single one of the steps I'm gonna show you, you will make a shit ton of money. Before we get started, I wrote an entire book version of this video. This video is just a companion piece for my $1 million reselling game plan book, which is a step-by-step guide on how to grow a 7-figure reselling business from scratch. This guide literally has every single free vendor. It has tons of step-by-step formulas, how to list products, how to phrase listing products, how to deal with customers, how to provide a good customer experience, how to get repeat clients so you don't have to keep finding new people, but you can just find a couple of people to service, because one person worth $2,000 is way better than 10 people worth $200. How to find clients like that and how to scale up and how to even grow a team around your reselling business. The $1 million reselling game plan comes with all of that and more. There's a ton of golden goodies inside of the game plan that I did not include in this video, which by the way, fun fact, the game plan is available in the description for 100% free. You can literally just go to it. I've spent hundreds of hours writing it and proofreading it. I literally got a professional book writer to proofread it and to actually format it nicely so it looks clean. There is not a single better book on reselling on the internet. Trust me, I looked at all of them. I bought a ton of courses. I made the best one and I'm giving it to you for free. It's available in the description, 100% free. On top of that, while you're in the description, if you already have a reselling business, check out the $1 million reselling roadmap. So basically how this works is it's a small questionnaire that once you fill it out, it literally will take you like 30 seconds. After you fill it out, you'll get an automated email basically saying what I would recommend your next steps are to either start or scale your reselling business. So if you're having problems with stuff like customer service and chargebacks, or if you're having issues with like listing products that aren't getting any views, we have a ton of really, really good reviews. You can see this guy right here said the guide is fire. He's never seen anything like it. This guy up here said that it was great and he even posted it on his Reddit just to help because the amount of free game that I've given people. That's also going to be available in the description for 100% free. But in order to make this video properly, I got to change up this set. First off, I want to talk about maybe the biggest issue that I see people reselling. First off, let's even define what reselling is. Reselling is just taking somebody who, I don't know, let's call him John. John here wants an AirPod, but he doesn't want to pay the $150 for one. So what we do is we tell you, hey John, we have a different supplier where we can get AirPods for cheaper. So I'm gonna give you an AirPod for $60 or whatever. And what we do is that we're over here, we got our reseller's hat on. You can see right here it says R. We actually are buying these for 25 bucks. We sell them to John, and from that, we make a profit using some basic math of $35. So what we do is that we use this to fund the next unit to then sell it for another 60, which then we use it to buy the next 2 units, and the cycle repeats. This is what reselling is. It's just getting normal products that people get a lot, having one-to-one versions of them, which are literally like made across the street from the real factories, and they work the exact same, they act the exact same. Like I said, I'm gonna be giving you 100% free reselling vendors in a second, but like this pair of AirPods here, for example, I paid 25 bucks for these. These are AirPod Pros. They have noise cancellation. The microphone is just as good. They have spatial sound, and they connect to your phone like you would expect the real ones to, and they like have the same like tap tiles, and you can like scroll up. And what's even crazier is they have a working AppleCare serial code. Like there's literally no difference, and you could do this with AirPod 4s as well. If you don't have a lot of money to get started reselling, the number one product I would recommend is AirPod 4s, but I'll talk about why in a second. But a lot of people ask in this transaction, should we tell John that this is a real or fake? Which one should we do? The answer, fucking fake. I have never sold a fake as a real. So the reason why you should never ever sell a fake, because that's what these are. They act the exact same as the real ones. They look the exact same. And I know that a lot of people are gonna say like, but I've never been able to sell a fake as a real. Well, you were thinking about going and buying those AirPods that I just showed you, right? You know, I showed you how they have all the same features, that they look the exact same on the box. Don't you think that if you just showed somebody that they wouldn't be okay with this? Which, by the way, is it illegal to sell fakes? No, as long as you're selling them as a fake. The problem is when you commit blatant copyright theft. If you're not doing that, then AKA selling a fake as a real, then you're fine. Because Temu does this shit all the time. You ever notice how they call it wireless earbuds, but it looks exactly like an AirPod? They do it with Yeezys too. You can go on Temu right now, look up Yeezys, and you will find sandals that look exactly like Yeezys. And they get away with it. There's no class action lawsuits there. There's no felonies being issued. The problem is when you deliberately sell reals as fakes. That's the issue. The issue is not selling a fake as a fake. It's not how copyright infringement works. So now that we've clearly outlined the terms here and what your goal as a reseller should be, which is to make a shit ton of money, because XX margins on a physical product like this are fucking crazy. As somebody who has been in the e-com world, a traditional profit margin for a normal like e-commerce based business, like even if you're selling physical products based on like eBay, I've done stuff like estate sales before, and so I know quite a bit about this industry. A typical profit margin is like 10%. Like 10% is actually killer. Like that's like good. For reference, your local grocery store gets a 2% profit margin. Walmart gets a 2% profit margin. Target gets a 2 to 3%. So the fact that with reselling, you can get like 135% profit. $35 is like 135% profit of 25, I think, I don't know. But this is killer. You're literally making over 13 times as much as you would in the traditional e-com world. That's why, in my opinion, reselling is the best business for beginners, because it's first off going to have the easiest sell. Second off, it's the easiest to set up, provided that you watch this whole video, you're gonna know exactly how to do it. And then finally, number 3, the profit is huge. Even if you just sell one, that's 35 bucks. That's like 35 things you can buy from the dollar store. That's freaking killer. Now that we've defined if you should be selling a fake as a real, which by the way, in my book, The $1 Million Reselling Game Plan, I talk about more specifically on how to sort of inform customers that you're selling fakes and how to make sure that they're okay with it, like the specific strategies that we use internally to make that work, and that a lot of people that I've sent the strategies to have made it work. Again, this is available in the description for 100% free. You don't even have to put in your email to go get it. It's 100% free. You can literally just go to the description and it's right there. Let's talk about the first step of reselling. In the 7-step game plan, this is step number 1. First step is to get a product. This is when 90% of you are gonna take no action. Alex Hormozi talks about this a lot. Mindset is nothing over action, because action is what actually pushes the leverage. Action is what actually creates businesses. It's what creates money. It's action. It's not thinking about action like you're doing with this video. You're just sitting there mentally jacking off right now. You fucking yeah, I'm gonna make 40K. There's tons of studies out there that have shown that the satisfaction of thinking about doing something is pretty close to the same of actually doing it. So you could daydream about being a billionaire or making 40 grand a month from reselling and retiring your family and giving yourself financial and location freedom. That's something that you can sit here and daydream about, and you will get a similar dopamine response compared to if you actually did it. The difference between not doing it and actually doing it is that from not doing it, you get zero fucking benefit. So our biggest step, if you don't do this step, you might as well just press Control W and never watch another video of mine again, because you're a waste of time. Like I said before, if you do every single step that I said in this video and it does not work, and if you actually do it and you provide me proof, I will send you $1,000 cash. I know for a fact it works. I'm 100% positive that reselling is a killer business model. Your first step is to get a product. And you wanna know what's great about this step? Is that I've already taken out 99% of the resistance for you. Because in the description, I have 100% free vendors. 100% free. You can go to the description right now and get every single one of these vendors right here. So, North Face jackets, denim tears, shirts, pants, and hoodies, all different kinds of cologne. I have Chanel here as an example, but including Dior Sauvage, including Creed, AirPod Maxes, wrapped in a box with the correct seals and working Apple Care tags, Spider hoodies, and then finally also the AirPod Pro 2s and the AirPod 4s. You can get all of that with the spreadsheet in the description for free. You can get all that in the description. Now, obviously you have to go and buy the product, right? Again, those AirPod 4s are like 15 bucks. 15 bucks for noise cancellation, spatial sound, and every single other feature. And it hooks up to your phone. The phone will recognize it. The phone will have like this little message box here that says like AirPods 100% charged. It like even has the little like AirPod pop-up. All of that for 15 bucks. That's your AirPod 4s. You can get the Spider hoodies for, get this, 45 bucks. You can get the denim tears with all the flowers. I'm so awful at drawing. For 20 bucks. You can even get the AirPod Maxes, which by the way, these are a killer seller right now. If you have the money for these, I'd highly recommend them. For 100 bucks. The real ones cost 500, and they work the exact same. All of these, they look the exact same. Nobody can tell the difference, and nobody is gonna have an issue buying these. I also have even crazier vendors in there for free. I have iPhone vendors, which by the way, that one's only $300. iPhone 14 Pro Max, I have that vendor. I have an Apple Watch. I'm gonna draw a little apple. This is only 40 bucks. With all of these different products in the description, and I'm not even including my colognes, all of that, 100% free. You can go buy them right now. And if you just don't go buy a product, every piece of the value that I am giving you in this goddamn video means nothing. You have wasted your time. You might as well have just been jerking off, because that's basically the equivalent of what you're doing. You were just doing mental masturbation. If you are not willing to take action, if you're not willing to do the things to make yourself the money, literally all of this for free. You know, people normally charge you $50. I've even seen some people charging $70 for these vendors individually because of how good they are. Nobody is giving out the kind of game that I'm giving right now. Nobody. Because nobody actually wants to see you succeed. Everybody wants to see you struggle and then give up and then go buy their course or whatever. I am not like that. I literally told you, if you do all the steps that I told you in this video, word for word, all of them, and you don't make money, I'll send you $1,000. And I'm so confident giving that offer because I know for a fact that if you do these steps, if you buy these products, and if you list them the way that I'm gonna tell you to list them, you will make money, guaranteed. Now, in order to get these products, you have to join my Discord. Inside of my Discord, it's a nice little community. I have a ton of like different vouchers for the reselling vendor spreadsheet. I've also been running live events inside of there where I review your reselling business, as well as providing other support. I'm pretty active in the chat. There's a ton of other resellers as well that are also very active. Keep in mind, if you're gonna join the Discord, there's a lot of like scamming bots. If you get like a DM about somebody, check out my free vendors, or here's my exclusive vendor list, or like a drop shipping something, just ignore it. And while you're at it, just report it to Discord's Trust and Safety because they're just trying to scam you. I don't know why people would try to sell you vendors inside of my Discord when it's a Discord full of free vendors. It's kind of confusing. Or if anybody sends you a free vendor, most of the time they're just sending you like their own scam site where they're just gonna take your $40 that you paid for denim tears instead of using my $20 link, which is significantly better quality. I mean, check this thing out. It actually looks really, really good. This looks exactly like the real one. I'm actually so confident in the quality of this, I'm gonna put this on for the rest of the video, just so you guys can sit there and judge me. See, look, it looks great. It looks killer. It looks just like the real one. I paid 20 bucks for this. I could sell it to somebody for, at a minimum, $80 as a fake, and they would have no problem with this. And I'm getting a 4X markup. This is insane. And what's crazy is because of how good this shirt is, I'm gonna get reoccurring clients, which is actually part of step 6, but we'll get into that. Again, If you don't do step one, which is get a product, I would recommend getting at least 3 different products. And I would also recommend bulk ordering. So a lot of these products, the AirPods, for example, like just the normal AirPods, just the normal AirPod Pros, we'll make a little pro here. These are $25. If you buy 5 of them, that price goes down to $19, which makes you an additional $6 per unit, meaning that you're literally making like 3x per sale, because you could sell these easily for 60 bucks, maybe even 80, which by the way, 60 is like low. Like if you're trying to compete on price, $60 is like the lowest that you should be going. And you're still making 3x margins, but you would make a little bit less if you only bought one. So that's why I'd recommend buying at least 5 of the products and getting some of that bulk discount. The AirPod Max one is crazy. If you buy 5 of them, you get them for only 75 each, which is crazy. Spiders, you get them for, if you buy, I think it's 12, you get them for 30. People buy their vendor links from this site called DHgate. A lot of people say that DHgate is a scam. These are just other scammers who promote these shit agents like PandaBuy, which turn out to be exit scams, even though DHgate is the longest running Chinese-based, basically Amazon provider. They've literally been in the business for well over a decade, lasted longer than any of these other agents, and have exclusive products that none of the other agents have. And you're not buying from some sketchy site. DHgate does billions of dollars every single day. They're basically China's Amazon. And what's even crazier is you can get a 30-day return. So if you don't like any of the products, you can return them to DHgate within 30 days if you send it back. I have a full video explaining exactly how to buy from DHgate. That video is inside of my Discord. It's about 12 minutes long. It'll give you literally the exact rundown. I actually go through and I make an entire purchase with you, and I tell you everything that you should be doing. I tell you how to put your address right. I tell you how to use coupon codes to get really good discounts. All of that is included in one video, which that video is also inside of the Discord. So if you have any questions about buying from DHgate, that video will answer every single question. But I would highly recommend getting these bulk discounts. Amazon has no bulk discount like this. Take advantage of these bulk discounts and get at least 15 products. I think 15 products is a good starting point because that's gonna have you put some real skin in the game, and it's gonna wanna make you move inventory. What I see happen a lot is that people will buy one product, like they'll buy an AirPod 4 for 15 bucks, and then they'll never sell it because they get lazy. But if you put in a couple $100 and that's like a lot of money to you, that'll make you have a lot of skin in the game. Therefore, you're gonna be more incentivized to actually continue the process and sell them. Because I don't see any benefit if you just sit there and hold a product. I only see benefit if you guys go and sell them. Like I said, action over mindset. If you're not going into the description and checking out the free spreadsheet vendors and at least getting a pair of AirPods, which are 15 bucks, you were gonna spend that on Chipotle today. 15 bucks. Or a spider, which by the way, you could just wear the spider around if you want to, or you could just use the AirPods. They work just like the real ones. If they don't sell, which I know they will, which if you listen to section 3, will explain exactly how to list and sell products. But like, there is literally no way to lose. Because again, if the product comes out bad, for some reason, even though I literally have had thousands of reviews inside of my Discord, thousands of people post about their success stories inside of the Discord, inside of the wins channel. I have a full tab on the spreadsheet dedicated to vouchers of people winning with AirPods, getting them to sell literally next day, and they were only scared about shipping them out. People who sold an iPhone within their first week of buying it. Like, I have had people make crazy life-changing money repeatedly hundreds of different times across thousands of different people. You could be from any country, any state, any age, does not matter. I've had 12-year-olds move 10 AirPods a week. That's how easy this game is. Anybody can get into it if you just get started. Like I said, action is everything. Mindset is nothing. If you watch this video and you're not buying a product right now, you have wasted your time. Just go into your corner and jerk off and be sad that you're gonna be broke for the rest of your life, because this is the easiest way of making money that you're gonna find. I give you everything for free. There's no reason why you shouldn't get started. With that all being said, let's move on to step 2, which is preparing your listings. All right, bro, it's time for probably the most important step of this video. This is the step that has cost me the most money to learn right because of the amount of time and the amount of people I've had to hire to truly figure this out. And that is step 2, setting up accounts. This part is unbelievably important. If you don't do this part, you're not gonna be able to sell shit. It's the reality of it, and I'm gonna preface this by saying it's gonna require a little bit of work. If you get scared at the idea of doing work, okay, go be broke. Like, you have to put in work. You have to put in hard work. There is no easy way. You have to put in hard work. I'm giving you the step-by-step, but keep in mind, this is gonna require some effort. Not like, you know, thousands of hours. I mean, it cost me thousands of hours to learn, but it's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some real effort putting. And there's no cheap out method for this. You can't buy accounts. You can't age an account. That's not how this works. You have to set up your accounts. If you don't set up your accounts, your listings are gonna get banned. The most important thing to do when it comes to this is to create an account and sell at least 3 to 5 different products before you start your reselling stuff. So let's do eBay, for example, but this works for every single listing app, which, by the way, you should be making accounts for every single one, which is in order: eBay, Facebook, Marketplace, OfferUp, Vinted, Mancari, Depop. These are the 6. And in order for you to be a true reseller, I would recommend having accounts in all 6 and listing every single one of your products that you buy, which, by the way, you should have already bought some products at this point, on every single one of these marketplace sites. There should not be a single stone unturned in your efforts. You need to hit all of them, every single one. This is important because you never know if the algorithm gods might bless you on one or another. It's impossible just to focus on just one, and I would recommend selling on every single one. And what's nice is that not a single one of these requires you to meet up with anybody if you don't want to. Facebook Marketplace, you can send. eBay, send. OfferUp, send. I've never done a meetup. It's not necessary. It makes good content, but realistically, if you're looking to scale your reselling game, it's way easier to ship out products than to spend all day driving around town. So I would recommend listing on every single one of them. And the way to create accounts properly on every single one of them is that you have to sell at least 3 to 5 products on all of these that are not reselling products. This is the only way to correctly set up an account. And step 2, the most important part, if you're creating multiple different accounts, different bank accounts per account. That means not for different platforms. Like if you're on eBay, except eBay and Facebook Marketplace, you have to have different bank accounts for these because Facebook Marketplace works directly with eBay. There is a golden tidbit that cost me $2,000. But if you're creating, which you should be, probably at least 2 to 3 different accounts on each platform just to start. We were selling 3 to 5 different products that are just normal looking products. So like you could sell electronics around your family's house. You could sell old shoes that you have. If you just go around your house right now, I'm sure you could find at least 3 to 5 things to sell that are not, reselling items in any way, or just 3 to 5 different products. And you can do that for every single one of these, which at a minimum should be 18 different products because it's 6 times 3 is 18. I'm sure you can find 18 different products. If you can't find 18 different products, go to a thrift store and go buy some products and then just sell them on there. And you have to have different bank accounts per each account. So I'd say probably 2 accounts. Generally, if let's say you get banned on eBay, which is bound to happen, or you get banned on Facebook Marketplace, when you create a new account and you start the warm-up process, you have to set up a brand new checking account under that account. The name doesn't matter. The social security number doesn't matter. Like stuff like that doesn't matter. What matters is a different routing number and account number. This is how you get around the permabans that people talk about, is that if you just have a different bank account, then there's no way to get essentially permabanned because the algorithms only look at your routing numbers and your account numbers and not your actual names. This is a huge piece of sauce. I just taught you a huge thing. I've gotten banned several different times on eBay and Stripe too. I come back every single time because I come back with a different bank. My name's not banned. My name will never be banned. The bank account underneath it will get banned. An easy bank that I found that you can use just to create multiple different accounts easily is called Mercury. There was that, if you remember that FinTech bank collapse that happened, they were close to this, so I wouldn't recommend storing a lot of money with them. But Mercury makes it really, really easy to create new checking accounts. It costs nothing to start, and you don't need an EIN. You can just use your social security number. Just stick your social security number inside of here. There's no age limit either, so you can be like 12 and do this. And then just create a new checking account anytime that you need to make a new account. And then just the only thing that those checking accounts do is daily, they just take whatever money they have and they just stick it in your personal checking account. So that's how to set up accounts, is that you have to sell products on each new account that you have. The products don't matter. They just can't be reselling products. They have to be like random fresh products. And maybe if you can get a review, that would be nice. I'll talk about customer service a little bit later, but if you could get a review, that would be good. And you have to have different bank accounts per each on each platform. The only platforms where you have to have different bank accounts between each platforms are eBay and Facebook Marketplace, because Facebook Marketplace works directly with eBay. So I would recommend having 2 separate bank accounts for eBay and Facebook Marketplace, but then you could just use one of them for the rest of the sites here. And then when you get banned on one of the sites, just create a new account to then avoid getting banned again, like instantly. This is how to get around the insta-ban thing, and this is how you can set up an account that can sell hundreds, if not thousands of products before getting any kind of shit. This is the steps. I just gave you how much money did it cost me to learn all this? Like an $8,000 trade secret for free. All right, now we're moving on to step 3, which is listing your products. There's a way to do this. and you have to do this the right way. The first step in order to do this is good pictures. This matters. Take some nice fucking pictures of the products. Like, have a contrasting background. So if you're taking a picture of an AirPods, take a picture of the AirPods on a black background. Like my black curtain, for example. This is a photography curtain. That's part of the reason why I use it. Use a nice camera. Your phone will work fine, but I've paid thousands of dollars for these cameras because I want to make sure that my content, which doesn't just include listing pictures, but also includes like this content for you all, looks as good as possible. Gives me a professional aura. It makes me look real. Good pictures, and this is a golden tidbit that you're never going to see another reselling video. And video. Oh my God, the amount of people that I've sat down and talked to that are like, dude, my listing is getting views, but it's getting no sales. And then I'm like, oh, okay, did you take a video of the product and how it looks and how it works? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, there you go, dumbass. That was your problem. Take a nice video of the product actually working. And if you really want to go for gold, show the listing in the background of the video. So I'll do this with my laptop, for example. I'll have like, let's say I have eBay on my laptop that shows the product listing that I'm about to do. I then take out my phone, right, like this, and then I show them the product. So I show them the product listing, and then I say the date, like I go this far, this is how you make a lot of sales. And only then, I'll actually pull out the AirPods and show them how they work. So like, this is another pair of fake AirPods. I use this one all the time. This is how they look. Again, if you haven't bought one yet, we're gonna have issues. I'm gonna have a problem with you. I talk about this a little bit more in the $1 Million Reselling Game Plan because I think that this is super important. It's about showing your customers the product. It's about showing your customers how the product looks, feels, and acts so they know they're not getting fucked. So they know that they're not getting an inferior product, but they're actually just getting the same for cheaper. It should be a no-brainer that people go and buy your stuff. Like, it should be without reason that somebody wouldn't want to get yours compared to going to apple.com and getting the real one. There should be no question. Like, it should be set in stone. It should be carved onto Mount Olympus how good your shit is. Also, step 2, write nice descriptions. Just like write a nice little description. There's a way to do this that I have noticed works the best, just in terms of like marketplace compliance and stuff like that. In the, again, $1 Million Reselling Game Plan, I have a bunch of examples that I would recommend using for a bunch of different products, and not just AirPods, but like clothing too, and how I would phrase it and all that fun stuff. I would recommend just copying and pasting those. That works well. So this is actually step 3 to 4. I'm just gonna bundle the steps in here. Again, the book goes into more detail, but I'm just gonna bundle the steps for the sake of saving you time. Let's talk about like actually the process of listing it. So what do you say it is? And by the way, this applies for every marketplace app. So every app should follow these principles. I don't care if it's OfferUp, Mercari, or Depop, or whatever. Buy now. Always listed as buy now. No auctions, nothing. Just buy now. Also, with that, offer a best offer. But inside of eBay, only allow it to be less than 20%. So the deal is that generically, I like to provide free shipping, right? But I have a motto internally with my partners, which is don't negotiate with terrorists, specifically price terrorists. So a lot of people like to haggle price. My deal is that if we give you a discount on price, no free shipping, or I make shipping cheaper. So I also include free shipping, so we can do 3A, free fast shipping. So the nice thing about those free vendors I gave you, by the way, is all of them usually have under 2-week delivery times. But I like to offer free fast shipping. So I like to do 2-3 day express delivery, which on an AirPod, a label for that is gonna run you like $5. And the review that you're gonna get from the customer being like, oh my God, these AirPods look so good, and I got them so quick, is well worth the $2 or $3 extra that a cheaper express label would have cost. But if I'm just trying to move inventory and I'm just being kind of lazy and I'm like, all right, a guy offered me, I had this AirPod listed at 60, he offered me 50. I won't just accept the offer at 50. Me accepting that offer has to be contingent on him not getting a part of it. Okay, I'm not gonna give you fast shipping then. I'm gonna do 2-week shipping. And you're gonna find most of the time that people who are trying to be price terrorists will cave instantly when it comes to 2 weeks. And they'll just be like, all right, I'll do the normal pricing. And then you'll end up making more money. But if you're just trying to do a fast sell, that's a method to do it. But never let somebody walk over you, because if you let them walk over you once, they're gonna do that forever. So if like they say like, I just can't afford it or whatever, and if they're really stingent about it, cutting out a part of the deal that you would normally offer to somebody who pays in full, that's just a good strat. Okay, also, this is another thing that I probably should have included in step 2. In terms of actually listing what your products are, list them as 0 lbs and 0 ounces. Don't tell eBay or Facebook or whatever like how much it weighs. Also, USPS. Use USPS, specifically first class. This is the best shipping. Don't use any other carrier other than USPS. They're just the best, most consistent, most reliable, and also they need a search warrant to break into your packages. There's a $5,000 mistake not using USPS. Some more money that I spent to learn that. Step 5, boost listings. So on the $1 million reselling roadmap, a common question that we get, people say that they list, but they're either having problems getting banned from marketplace apps, which we solve, or they haven't got anyone to order yet. Doing the nice pictures and the nice video that we talked about is a way to fix that, but another big way to fix that is just boosting your listings. So nobody does this. I don't know why. On eBay and Facebook, you can like set aside a percentage of the listing, like I think it's up to 30%, that Facebook will spend on ads for you to then sell it. So again, this is the price terrorist thing. If you're taking a 30% cut, don't give them as good of shipping, right? But like nobody ever does this, and I don't know why. Like this is a killer way just to have Facebook and eBay give you a bunch of customers. And yeah, it costs money, but so you gotta spend money to make money. And that 30% would have been nothing. Like let's say you did everything else right, and you didn't do this 30% thing. Maybe that's the thing that finally gets somebody to buy, is seeing it sponsored from Facebook, hard to say. But again, price terrorist thing. We don't negotiate with price terrorists, so this is when they get the 2-week shipping instead of the 2-day shipping. And we can tell them after they buy it, hey, if you buy directly from our store next time, we'll give you 2-day instead. Also, another thing in boosting listings, nobody talks about this one, reviews on your pages. Getting a bunch of 4 to 5 star reviews is killer. So something I like to do is I'll print out little cards and I'll send them in every single one of my packages, or I'll write them like a little handwritten note on the back of the receipt, because like I'll print out a physical copy of the receipt that eBay gives me, and then I'll put that in the package with them, and then on the back say like, oh, thank you so much for buying from us. We're a small business. If you could give us a quick 4 to 5 star rating, that we would really appreciate it. On these sites, terms of service, marketplace apps, you can't solicit reviews, so that's actually a way to get instant banned. Don't do this. I tried doing this. Don't tell them like, oh, if you give us a 4 to 5 star review, we'll give you a free 4-day shipping. Don't tell them that. And also in that little card that I'll send them, I'll include a QR code that will redirect them just directly to like my page where they can instantly leave a review. Just doing small stuff like that is gonna give you a ton of reviews on your account. And what I've noticed is that when you get accounts that start to have like 100+ reviews, which this is gonna take, you a couple months, this is gonna take a while. This is gonna take some work. This probably means that if you're doing this card system that I just explained, it's probably gonna be about 500 orders, 500+ orders for 400 4 to 5 stars. And what I've noticed is that this is when we start talking about $20,000, $30,000 a month eBay accounts, is when you start getting this big chunk of reviews, because people really care about reviews these days. They will notice them and they will pay attention to them, and they will like look at them and read them. And if your reviews suck, and if people say that like, oh, he said it was a real AirPod and it wasn't, and then they give you a 1 star, you're fucked. That account's over. This is another reason why I say to sell fakes as fake, because people know what they're getting into. This is a killer way to make a ton of money. It's focusing on eBay reviews. It's gonna cost you a bit of effort in the short term, like asking people for reviews is gonna make you feel uncomfortable. But you'll notice that if, generally speaking in business, if you just ask people to do things, a lot of the times they'll do them. And this is a thing that is gonna massively benefit your business. So just keep that in mind. Another part about boosting your listings that I'm not gonna include in this video, but I'm gonna include in the $1 million reselling game plan, by the way, this is for free, is customer service. So it's how to deal with shitty customers. And it also includes a voice recording of my favorite ever shitty customer ever. Yeah, it's pretty funny. He said he was gonna fuck my dog and fuck my mom and then put my nutsack in my dad's mouth, which is wild. But in terms of customer service, there's a reason why they say the customer is always right. The reason why the customer is always right, even it doesn't matter how fucking annoying they are. The customer is always right because they're the ones with money, and the money is our objective. So if we get their money and we make a ton of money off of them, at the end of the day, who's laughing, right? And in the customer service section, I talk a lot about how to deal with chargebacks. So an easy way to deal with chargebacks is if you're doing like meetups with Facebook, just offer payment processing methods that you can't charge back from. So stuff like crypto, Cash App is a huge one. PayPal, friends and family, Skrill is another good one. But also, another thing to mention about customer service, and I'll just include this small snippet, I have a lot more game plan, actually how I turned that guy who left me a shitty review into a positive testimonial later. I have that included in there as well. But something else to mention is if somebody asks for a refund, give it. I know this is hard. It's the hardest thing in the world to give a refund because it's money that's going out of your bank account that you just got. And there's a level of pride and that gets hurt and our ego gets crushed when we refund somebody. Because it does fucking hurt. It hurts the bottom line. It hurts your soul. It sucks to give refunds. Do them. Every time somebody asks for one, do them. No questions asked. Just don't say shit like, oh, it's our refund policy, like we can't do that. Don't do that. Because if somebody requests a refund through one of these marketplace apps, they're gonna get it. Chargebacks represent 2% of all of my orders, and that's considered a pretty good rate. A lot of e-commerce businesses operate at 3 to 4% chargeback. They operate at a huge chargeback loss, and there's no way to get around it. It is a cost of business. It's a tax write-off, fun fact. Giving out a refund is a tax write-off. And any expenses that refund costs, so like sending them back. And another nice thing about the marketplace apps is that they will print labels for you for free at the customer's dime. So even though they're getting a refund, they will send you the product back. So this is another reason why I don't like anything else but marketplace apps, is because you're not building this review base. You can't build this review base if you're just doing in-person meetups. But also, if somebody wants a refund, they can't spread bad word of mouth if you just give it to them and then you get your product back. Bad word of mouth kills businesses. I've had people say like, my eBay account was doing great and then it just died overnight, or died progressively slowly. What happened there is that you started getting one bad review, and then people looked at the bad review and were like, I don't like that. And you got the bad review because you didn't give a refund. Yet, if somebody asks a refund, you have to give it to them. Advantage of keeping the money is nothing compared to the disadvantage of having a bad customer, a person who does not like your business, will give you. Always give refunds. It's just gonna be better in the long term. All right, we're gonna talk about the step that's gonna be controversial. A lot of people are gonna be controversial with this step, but if you're really looking to scale a reselling business, it's kind of the best way to do it. Not literally, but it's the best way to do it for somebody who has already been reselling for a while. You can't do this if you haven't. It's literally not possible. So this section is only for people who are 20K a month and up. If you're not, I'd recommend just skipping this because this is gonna give you ideas that you should not be having. Only if you're 20K and more. If you're more than 20K, watch this section. If you're not, I'd recommend just skipping it. For step 6, building a social brand. So this will take the form on either IG, so Instagram, Discord/Telly, YouTube, TikTok. So I talk about this a little bit more in the book. So if you want more golden tidbits about this in the book, then I'd recommend just going to the book because I'm gonna keep this section light. But building a following, even a really small one on these socials, will provide you an infinite source of customers. If you say something to the tune on TikTok of like, I'm selling these AirPods, just make a video about it. And then you list your eBay listing in the bio. So in your bio, you just have your eBay page. You're gonna get a ton of free impressions that these marketplace apps will not give you. Or your Mancari page or your OfferUp page or your Depop page. You're gonna get more impressions this way than you would from those sites originally. And what you can even do from there is start your own store. So start your own store where you're selling people directly, where you're using, again, I talk about this more in the book, where you're using like Apple Pay and you're talking to people one-on-one and directly sending to them. This avoids marketplace app fees. I'm actually building a small private network of people who are looking to do this specifically, building a social brand around their reselling business. Again, it's only for resellers doing minimum 10, 20K a month in reselling. If that's something that's interesting to you, I have limited applications. There's a place to apply in the description. Keep in mind, I'm only doing this for people who are above 20K. I literally make you provide income proof because there's no other way to do it. Because part of the appeal of this is that you're providing proof that you know how to do it. But like, this is a way that you can build a lot of impressions really, really quickly and scale up your operation even more out of the confines of these marketplace apps. It's something in my opinion, is only something that advanced resellers should be doing. It's not something that beginners should be doing. Beginners should be focusing on the basics. I feel like a lot of people in business, and I'm guilty of this, have shiny object syndrome, where they're like, oh, this like cool thing, like I can start doing this, And then if I start doing this, like I can build this wing when it's completely unnecessary. If you just focused on the thing that you're already good at, you just make more money. Like if you just sold 10 times the amount of products, you'd make 10 times the money. If you had 10 times the eBay accounts, you'd make 10 times the money. Like just focusing on stuff like that is 99% of the time better, but this is for the edge case where you've kind of hit the limit, even though there is no real limit, but you've kind of hit the limit and you want to move away from being a beginner, which there's nothing wrong with being a beginner, and start to get a little bit more advanced. This is how you do that. I'm gonna erase this really quickly because I don't want people who aren't ready for it to be thinking about it. The place to apply for that is gonna be on the book. Again, don't apply for it if you don't meet the qualifications. I'm just gonna ignore you. Also, if you fill out the $1 Million Reselling Roadmap, and if you say in here that you're making 10K per month, you'll get an email that'll say like, oh, like here's the place to apply. Also, if you're watching along and if you've already started reselling and you have like specific questions, because now we're back to the chunk of the video that you should be watching. If you watch step 6 and you're not making more than 10K per month for reselling, I'm gonna kick you. And if there's any like specific problems that you have with reselling, such as you've listed products, you haven't got anybody to order, you're looking to scale, like stuff like that, the $1 Million Reselling Roadmap is just a simple questionnaire. It'll take you 30 seconds. After you fill it out, you'll get an automated email and we can go forward from there and see how we can help you. Let's talk about step 7, which this is the step that if you're gonna be rewatching this video and you're gonna be coming back, because this video should be seen as a resource. Put a lot of fucking work into this video for you guys to make it as simple as possible. The original script I wrote for this video was 20 pages. Compressed it down to 5. A lot of work. If you haven't bought a product yet and you haven't started reselling yet, you should have pressed Control W a long time ago because you're wasting my time. Step 7, scaling up. So at this point, you have made more than 5K reselling. If you haven't made this, go back to listing. But if you're at this point, we can talk about some specific strategies to go from 5K to 40K per month. So one strat is to hire staff. It's not something I've had to do, but I've seen people do it. Staff and warehouse. So if you're at a point where you're inside of your house and you just don't have the space anymore, you can go to U-Haul and you can get a storage unit, and then you can even hire somebody part-time to package and list orders for you. It's very, very easy to teach staff how to do this. I actually have a full-time virtual assistant that handles creating new eBay accounts, listing and selling them, and also handles all my customer service and stuff like that. So a staff for a virtual assistant that I hire them for the Philippines. I hire them from Upwork.com, and I just train them on how to work on eBay and how to do all that. And they automated a lot of that part of the business for me, so all I have to focus on doing is just shipping out products. I've even seen people hire people to just ship out products, and also they'll do like big massive bulk orders, and then they'll hire people to like list all of those and then send them out individually. So staff and warehousing, that's the way that you can scale to 40K per month, is actually like building a real like shipping eBay business. Number 2, new products. So maybe you've been doing AirPods for a while and you feel that the market's kind of dead. Try cologne. That's one of the great things about reselling, is that there's so many different products that you can try. Inside of the, again, I sound like a broken record, inside of the $1 Million Reselling Game Plan, I actually have ways to get access to some exclusive products that aren't on the spreadsheet, so such as like Legos and Mosinai watches and stuff like that. And video games, kind of like really untapped markets that nobody's really talked about yet. There's ways to get that inside of the $1 Million Game Plan if that's something that's interesting to you. So new products, like stuff that people aren't normally doing. So a lot of people do AirPods and they do them because they work and they're gonna work forever. A lot of people do Spider because it does work and they work forever. A lot of people do denim tears because it's gonna work and it's gonna work forever. North Face is a really good one, Jordans, Rolexes, stuff like that. Just trying new things. The biggest piece of advice that I would give with this new product is there is no such thing as a dead product. So if you feel that you've exhausted all your AirPod options, I promise you, you haven't. If you feel like a product isn't getting any sales or it's not getting enough sales, like I said, list it on every single marketplace app using the account setup strategies that I have given you. And then if it doesn't get any like hearts, or if you have nobody like interested in like listing it, go ahead and take it down, change the title, and then relist it again with new videos and new pictures. That's important. And if you do that 5 times with your first product, and every single marketplace app, like you've already like historically grown the account by selling at least 3 to 5 products on that account that aren't reselling related, that's when you get that $1,000 reward that I talked about. Again, new pictures, 5 different times across every single marketplace app, and every single one of them has been warmed up correctly in step 2. But trying out new products is a way to scale up, because stuff like Mosinite, you can sell that for 2 to 5K a pop, and you can get it from a super clone vendor for about $500 to $900, which, you know, selling 30 compared to 300 AirPods that you would have to get for that profit margin is obviously going to be a lot easier. It's easier to sell to 30 rich people than 300 poor people, or actually in this case, 3,000 poor people instead of 30 rich people. It's just something to think about. And with that all being said, friends, that's the course. There is no stone unturned. I've given you everything. I've given you every single golden tidbit. Anything I didn't talk about in this video is included in the game plan. Again, I would recommend reading it because there's a lot of game in there about stuff like customer service, about how to distinguish your own listings, about how to beat out competition. I would highly recommend checking that all out. My voice is about to give out. I've been talking for the past hour and a half. I am extremely proud of this. This is the video that I've made that I think I'm the most proud of. It's definitely the video I've put the most work into, and I've put hundreds if not thousands of hours into this video. There's so much knowledge that I just gave you. There's so much game. Again, if you haven't bought a fucking product yet, if you haven't at least downloaded the $1 million reselling game plan, if you haven't joined the Discord, like, what are you doing, man? I just gave you everything to get rich. Sorry for the weird cut, but unfortunately the ending that I originally recorded for this course while I was first filming it got fucked up, basically. So I'm just going to redo it for you guys right here. First off, before I get into anything else, thank you so much for watching this. I know because you're the kind of person who would sit down and watch an educational video like this one. You are somebody who is committed to making money. You are somebody who is committed to getting rich. You are somebody who is committed to getting the life that you want, because the first step is getting the information that you've been lacking. However, something that I've been saying throughout this video a lot is action is everything, mindset is nothing. Now that you have the information to be able to take action, I've given you every single free reselling vendor. I've given you exactly how to create marketplace accounts so they won't get banned. I've shown you how to scale up your reselling operation. I've even given you resources like the $1 million reselling game plan, which teaches you literally everything you need to know about reselling in a convenient under 12-page document, which is available for free in the description. As well as, if you're having specific issues, the $1 million reselling roadmap, which is just a simple quiz that literally takes you 30 seconds to fill out. And with this, any question that you have about reselling can get automatically answered. You basically just get an email explaining what your next steps are if you have specific problems. I've also given you every single major reselling vendor, such as the AirPods, AirPod Maxes, North Face, Spider, Denim Tears, even Rolexes and colognes and big name watches. There is no reason why you shouldn't be able to get started. Actually, I could think of one reason why you haven't started yet, is that you're nervous. You have reservations. You don't know if this reselling thing can actually make money. So I decided to do a favor for you. I ran a small poll inside of my Discord, and I found that literally, and this is the exact number, 82% of people who bought a reselling product sold it within their first week, meaning that they made profit within the first week, and they have just started to reinvest. I found that on average, people who buy from my vendors make an additional $4,500 from reselling in pure profit. And from that poll, I found that the biggest things holding people back is not lack of clients. It's not an inability to sell, but it's just getting products fast enough and listing them fast enough. That's most people's issues, specifically about 76% of people. With the knowledge that I have given you in this video, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to start. I have given you everything for free, and if you have any questions, the reselling roadmap is right there. My free Discord is available in the description, and the reselling game plan is available for you to read. Thank you so much for watching this video and investing in your future. This knowledge cost me an insane amount of money, and I want to put it out in the world because I believe that sharing education is the right way to go about it. Because I believe that telling the world your knowledge is the most fulfilling thing that you can do. There is nothing that makes me happier than seeing somebody be able to buy their mom for their birthday a nice bag that they were never able to do before with reselling. A kid who was struggling in school make a ton of money and able to move out of their house. I've seen people put their down payments on their first homes. I've seen people just blow it all in Dubai. There is literally nothing that makes me happier than seeing you guys get rich. That's why I put so much work into these videos, and that's why I am so proud of you for watching till the end. Again, everything is in the description for 100% free. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get started. And with that all being said, thank you so much for watching. If you want a full video of me reviewing every single reselling vendor and ranking them, I have that video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a good day. Bye, and I'll see you at the top.